Hey, what is up, you guys? Wyattxhim here, and today I'm going to put in my opinions about something that really aggravates me, and that is what is a poser. Really, we all think posers as a person who, one day they're in for it to get the attention. One minute they're a regular person, the next minute they got all the shirts of a band, and then they think they know everything about a band, or it's really for the money. But I think there's one factor that always makes a poser a poser. And before I get into that, I'll tell you what doesn't make a poser. Uh, Really, how I look at it, when people go from one day liking a genre of music, I mean not liking a genre of music, to one day liking it, I don't really consider that being a poser. I feel like, sometimes when you hear something really good, immediately you want to get right into it, and that's really understandable. And sometimes it takes, quite a few weeks for you to fully grasp the sound of music that you really like, regardless if it's metal, country, jazz, rock, pop, whatever it may be. Another thing that I don't think really makes poser a poser is someone who that likes the band, buys a shirt or whatever, but doesn't know everything about a band. It's not one day immediately you know every track to every album from a band, and then immediately you know all the band members, you know where they're from, what's their most successful album, what's their least successful album. It takes time to really know everything. I mean, when I first get into a band, it's not immediately I know everything about these guys. So when I see someone wearing a shirt and I'm asking them what's their favorite album and this and that, I don't expect them to immediately know everything about them. I don't expect them to know where they're from or anything, but just the fact that they're supporting them, buying the shirts, at least listening to something by them, in my personal view, is more than enough for the support, and just liking the band in general is more than enough how I look at it. And I'll be guilty as charged. I mean, I have a lot of CDs back there, and some of them from bands that I really don't know much about, and really just knowing one album by them to me is more than enough how I look at it. Another thing that I really don't think makes a band or anyone being a poser is the money. How I really look at it when bands do it for the money sometimes is that you gotta understand that this is also their job. They don't do it for free, all right? I mean, they're traveling all over the place. They're paying for expenses, whether it's at a hotel, or the instruments they play, to the gas that the vans they have to use. Nothing's free in life, and even for the performers, they have expenses. So when they have $25 shirts or $20 shirts, it's for them to get paid. It's a job. I highly doubt anyone wants to be in a band, do all these things, and then do it completely for free, and then have all these expenses on top of it. When a band gets bigger, there's bit more expensive expenses they have, and yeah, that's how it just works. I really never, at first I thought of it, but more getting into it now, I really don't think that really makes a band, poserish or whatever. But the one thing how I feel makes it, anyone a poser, is if they do it for, really, I know this might be really different from anyone else saying it, but what makes someone a poser is, if they do it just for the attention, and really just for the the groupies and the sex, or the women or the men, whatever they may be into. That is how I always looked at what a poser is. If you're going hours on day learning an instrument, or enhancing your vocals or anything like that, just to do it for sex, or really to just get the attention, that's what makes how I look at it being a poser. If I were to learn right now how to play an instrument, the last thing on my mind that I would really get into it for was, to get a lot of chicks, or to get way more attention and be known. I always looked at it that, you put the time and effort to really just make music, or in some other cases make money, because it can be a job. I really can't see, I don't know, it's just how I've always looked at it. If you're in it just for the girls and the sex, don't even consider yourself uh, a musician for that matter. A musician is someone who makes music and makes it enjoyable for other people, not to get groupies and have sex with many different women or whatever, or to get the attention. That's how I've always looked at it. Being a poser. Another one, but this is just a minor one, is if someone does own a shirt by a band and they don't know one thing by them, not even a track or their name for that matter. That's another way to be a poser, but that's really not my main reason of being a poser. But yeah, that's just how I've always looked at it. It's really just anything other than that, I really don't consider it being a poser, regardless of what music you're into or what you like. That's just really how I've always looked at it. So please, that's just how I look at it. Just my opinion. So please comment below. Let me know what you think is a poser, or is it even, or in your case, is it impossible to be a poser? Comment below. Let me know. I love hearing your opinions. We'll contact yours as soon as possible. As always, guys, subscribe to my channel for reaction videos like this every single day. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep it metal.